Hi, this is Terry White and this is video 7 in the IT budgeting series, and I've covered the construction of the model, and what I want to do is take an actual IT budget from an actual department and see how the budgeting model is used. Now, the budgeting model itself is very simple, but when you have a look at a sample budget you can see that we're talking about some complexity here. First thing you'll notice is that I've kept the colors red for MBM, green for improved business results, and yellow for information leadership. So I've kept those colors. Then you'll notice that the running of the operational engine in this case costs some 26 million. So that is just the money needed to be spent in order to run the operational engine. However, if you have a look on this side here under improved business results, you can see that some 600,000 also needs to be spent in order to comply with this arbitrary regulation that I've put in there. Let's come back to the MBM spend, and you will see that there is a DRP program, Microsoft Network, server infrastructure, and LAN WAN spend needed. Those are the amounts, and that amounts to some nearly 10 million. And then improving IT's capability, there's a business case that this particular organization wants to develop to build an IT command center, and then they want to do some process rework, and that is the cost that they're anticipating that consultants will cost for the entire thing. Now, looking at the summary, and here it is down here, you can see that even though the below the line spend just to keep the operational engine is 26 million, you can see the entire MBM spend is of the order of 36 million. In terms of the business, now this example is an interesting one in that this particular IT organization was fairly immature with respect to their current infrastructure. So they had to spend a significant amount on their existing infrastructure in order to be able to support the business. And if you have a look at what the business needs doing, here's the should do stuff. Office automation, and they need to roll out 14 branches. They can choose not to spend that money, but in this instance they chose to spend. There's the below the line spend, as we've discussed before, and then there's a business case. They also want to set up a business call center for 2 million, and there's something around computer software there. And then finally they've got some may do spend, which is about an assessment of one of their existing systems. It happens to be a financial system, and they want to know, is the system going to help us into the future? And then they want to look at, in strategic area, a mobile banking subsidy that they can work on in that area. Now, the final thing down here is interesting enough for me to extract it out here as something worth discussing. So, your MBM spend, maintained business momentum spend, is 83% of the budget, 16%, and as you can see, leadership is only 1%. Another thing here is your below the line spend, that is the mandatory spend, is 61% of the entire budget. Okay. Now, if this organization was in trouble, it could contract that 39% and only spend that money and still maintain its existing business momentum. What also becomes important is that these ratios that we're talking about here, the above the line versus below the line, the MBM to IBR, etc., become the benchmark against which you measure future IT budgets.